As someone who has studied Tolkien's work for years, one thing always strikes me: how deeply religious his world actually is, even though it's not obvious. You don't see churches or prayers in The Lord of the Rings, but divine intervention happens constantly. You just have to know where to look. So who is God in Middle-earth? How does divine power work? And what did Tolkien, a devout Catholic, imagine about religion in his world? That's what we'll investigate in this video. There is a God in Middle-earth, and his name is Eru Ilúvatar. He's the supreme creator who brought everything into existence. The Silmarillion describes creation. There was Eru, the One, who in Arda is called Iluvatar, and he made first the Ainur, the Holy Ones, that were the offspring of his thought. Eru created the Ainur, divine beings who became the Valar and Maiar. Think of the Valar as archangels and the Maiar as angels. Gandalf is a Maiar. Sauron is a fallen Maiar. These aren't gods themselves. They're servants of the one God. Eru rarely intervenes directly. He set the world in motion and lets events unfold. But when he does intervene, it's absolute and world-changing. There are three major direct interventions. First, during creation itself. When Melkor tried to corrupt the music, Eru incorporated his discord into a greater harmony. And thou, Melkor, shalt see that no theme may be played that hath not its uttermost source in me, nor can any alter the music in my despite. This establishes that even evil serves God's ultimate purpose, classic Catholic theology. Second, the destruction of Númenor. When the Númenorians, deceived by Sauron, attempted to invade the Undying Lands, the Valar called upon Eru directly. Then Manwë upon the mountain called upon Iluvatar, and for that time the Valar laid down their government of Arda. Eru changed the world's shape itself, making it round instead of flat, and sinking Númenor beneath the waves. This was God directly reshaping reality. Third, Mount Doom. Most readers miss this entirely. When Gollum bites off Frodo's finger and falls into the fire, this wasn't luck. Tolkien confirmed in letter 192 this was divine intervention. The other power then took over, the writer of the story, by which I do not mean myself, that one ever-present person who is never absent and never named. The other power, that's Eru, the writer of the story, that's God. Tolkien explicitly says God intervened to ensure the ring's destruction. Divine intervention also works through eucatastrophe, sudden happy turns that seem beyond hope. Eagles arriving at Mount Doom, divine intervention, Gandalf returning as the White, the Valar sending him back. What about religion in Middle-earth? Why no prayers or worship? Tolkien explained this in his letters. The Lord of the Rings takes place in a monotheistic world of natural theology. People know about Eru, but don't need organized religion. They have direct knowledge of the divine order. The Númenorians had a holy mountain where only the king could pray to Eru, but no temples, sacrifices, or complex rituals. After Númenor's fall, the faithful maintained this knowledge without formal religion. In letter 156, Tolkien wrote, "The Lord of the Rings is of course a fundamentally religious and Catholic work, unconsciously so at first, but consciously in the revision. This is key. Tolkien wasn't writing allegory, but from a Catholic worldview. Mercy, grace, providence, redemption, deeply Catholic concepts woven into the story. Specific examples readers miss. Bilbo finding the ring by the one person capable of mercy toward Gollum. Gandalf's return. Naked I was sent back. The timing of events. Frodo overhearing conspiracies. Aragorn finding hobbits at Bree. The theme of mercy. Pity. It was pity that stayed his hand. This mercy saves the world. Divine grace through mortal choices. The Valar aren't gods, they're divine agents. They sent the Astari to help against Sauron, brought Gandalf back after death, and maintain boundaries between mortal and immortal realms. But they worship Eru and act according to his will. Sauron and the orcs represent rebellion against divine order. Sauron was once a Maiar serving the Valar, but chose evil. Orcs were elves corrupted by Morgoth. Evil in Middle-earth is always the perversion of good, the rejection of Eru's design. Tolkien's brilliance is in the subtlety. God exists and acts quietly, through providence and grace rather than obvious miracles. Middle-earth is deeply spiritual. God exists as Eru Ilúvatar. Divine intervention happens through providence, mercy, and eucatastrophe. The entire story unfolds under that one ever-present person who is never absent and never named. Tolkien created a world where God is real. Divine grace operates through free choices, and even the smallest person can change history, guided by a power greater than themselves. If you enjoyed this, subscribe for more Tolkien analysis. Did you realize how much divine